Now I'm about to tell you something that's going to absolutely blow your mind. And I'm warning you right now. What Trick Williams just did at NXT might be the most shocking, the most disgusting, and possibly the most career-defining moment we've ever seen in NXT history. We're talking about a betrayal so brutal, so unexpected, that fans in the arena were literally screaming in disbelief. Some were throwing their drinks. Others were just standing there with their jaws on the floor, because nobody, and I mean nobody, saw this coming. So before we dive into this absolute chaos, we have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Alright, let's get into this. So here's what went down. Trick Williams, the guy everyone thought was NXT's golden boy, the man who fought tooth and nail to become NXT champion, the same Trick Williams who preached about loyalty, family, and respect, just turned his back on his entire team in the most vicious way possible. And I'm not talking about a simple heel turn. I'm talking about a complete and total destruction. Let me paint you the full picture. This past week on NXT, we had a massive Wargames-style tag team match building up. Trick Williams was set to lead his team against a rival faction that's been causing absolute havoc in NXT for months. His partners, some of NXT's most trusted names who had Trick's back through thick and thin. The build-up was perfect. Promos were fire. The tension was at an all-time high. Fans were hyped beyond belief because this was supposed to be the moment where Trick Williams cements himself as not just a champion, but a leader. Fast forward to match night. The bell rings. The match is intense, brutal, back and forth. Trick's team is actually doing well. They are working together like a well-oiled machine. And then, it happens. Mid-match, Trick Williams just stops. He's standing in the corner, and his teammates are calling for the tag. They need him. They are getting destroyed out there. And Trick, he just stares. Cold. Emotionless. Then, he steps off the apron. The crowd goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. His teammates are confused, looking at him like, what are you doing? And then Trick does the unthinkable. He walks around the ring, grabs a steel chair, and levels one of his own teammates with the sickest chair shot you've ever seen. The place erupts, not in cheers, in absolute rage. Fans are booing so loud you can barely hear the commentary team. But Trick isn't done. He slides into the ring and just systematically takes out every single member of his team. Chair shot after chair shot. Then he stands in the middle of the ring, grabs a mic, and says the words that sent shockwaves through the entire wrestling world. You thought I needed you? I never needed any of you. This is my show, my era, and I don't share the spotlight with anybody. And just like that, Trick Williams became the most hated man in NXT. Now here's where things get even more interesting. According to sources close to PW Insider and Fightful Select, this wasn't a last-minute creative decision. This heel turn has apparently been in the works for weeks. Backstage reports suggest that WWE Creative wanted to pull the trigger on this storyline to elevate Trick into a completely new character, a more ruthless, self-centered version of himself. Think early Seth Rollins when he betrayed the Shield. That kind of nuclear heat. And from a creative standpoint, it's genius, because Trick Williams has been so likable, so charismatic, and so babyface for so long, that turning him heel right now when nobody expects it creates instant drama, instant buzz, and instant must-see TV. But here's the thing, not everyone is happy about this. Fan reaction has been mixed to say the least. Some fans are absolutely loving it because it adds layers to Trick's character. Finally, he's not just the smiling good guy anymore. He's complex, dangerous, unpredictable. Other fans, they are furious. They feel betrayed themselves because they invested so much emotion into Trick as a hero, and now WWE just ripped that away from them. One fan on Twitter wrote, "I'm done with Trick Williams. That was disgusting and I'll never cheer for him again." Another said, "This is the best thing WWE has done in years. Trick is about to be a megastar. So the wrestling community is completely divided right now. And honestly, that's exactly what WWE wants. Controversy creates cash, and this storyline is going to print money. Now let me ask you guys this. Do you think Trick Williams made the right move turning heel? Or do you think WWE just ruined one of their best babyfaces? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because I genuinely want to know where you stand on this. But wait, there's more news coming out of NXT that you need to know about. Because Trick Williams isn't the only story making waves right now. There are rumors circulating from Wrestling News that several NXT superstars are being considered for main roster call-ups following this storyline. And one of the names being heavily discussed, Ilja Dragunov. Now, we've been hearing whispers about Ilja making the jump to Raw or SmackDown for months. But according to backstage sources, WWE officials are extremely high on him right now. They see him as someone who can make an immediate impact on the main roster. And with WrestleMania season approaching, the timing couldn't be more perfect. Another name being thrown around? Roxanne Perez. She's been absolutely killing it as NXT Women's Champion, and there's talk that WWE wants to bring her up to feud with someone like Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch. Can you imagine that? Roxanne Perez versus Rhea Ripley at a major pay-per-view? That would be insane. But here's the catch, nothing is confirmed yet. These are still just reports and rumors floating around. WWE has a history of teasing call-ups and then changing their minds at the last second. So until we see it happen on TV, we have to take all of this with a grain of salt. But the fact that these names are even being discussed shows just how stacked NXT's roster is right now. And speaking of major changes, there's also been talk about potential NXT title changes coming soon. With Trick Williams now a full-blown villain, many fans are speculating that he might be in line for another NXT championship run, but this time as a heel champion. And if that happens, the entire landscape of NXT shifts, because a heel Trick Williams with the belt is a completely different beast than the babyface champion we've seen before. He could hold that title hostage, dodge every challenger, play dirty in every match, and honestly, that sounds like must-see television to me. Here's a quick trivia question for you guys. Can you name the last NXT superstar to turn heel and then immediately win the NXT championship? Drop your answer in the comments and let's see who the real NXT historians are in the Wrestling Zone Insider community. Now, before we wrap this up, let's talk about what this means for the future of NXT as a brand. Because this Trick Williams storyline isn't happening in a vacuum. NXT is clearly positioning itself as the place where shocking moments happen, where nothing is predictable, and where storylines actually have consequences. Compare that to the main roster where sometimes things feel repetitive or safe. NXT is taking risks, and those risks are paying off in a big way. The buzz around this Trick Williams heel turn is comparable to some of the biggest moments we've seen on Raw or SmackDown this year. That's how big of a deal this is, and it's exactly what NXT needs to continue growing and staying relevant in the wrestling conversation. So what happens next? Well, according to insider reports, the fallout from this betrayal is going to dominate NXT programming for the foreseeable future. Expect promos, confrontations, and potentially some brutal matches as Trick's former teammates seek revenge. This is just the beginning of what could be one of the best storylines NXT has produced in years, and I for one cannot wait to see where this goes. So let me ask you one more time. Are you Team Trick after this heel turn? Or are you hoping someone takes him down and makes him pay for what he did? Let us know in the comments. We read every single one and we love hearing your takes on all the wrestling news we cover here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Trick Williams just flipped the entire NXT universe on its head with one of the most shocking betrayals we've ever witnessed. And trust me, this story is far from over. Make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe with notifications turned on so you'll never miss an update. We've got so much more wrestling news, rumors, and insider reports coming your way. Until next time, this is Wrestling Zone Insider, and we'll see you in the next one.